Have you ever wondered what would happen if the armies of the Crusades had Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram? Let's imagine how this alternate history would have played out. Back in the Middle Ages, sending a letter could take months. But with modern social media, messages would be shared instantly across the entire known world. When Pope Urban II called for the First Crusade in 1095, his words would literally go viral. Within seconds, every bishop, abbot, and monk would receive the papal bull, the official document calling for a holy war to take Jerusalem. 2 days later, everyone would be posting about it on their timeline. And in an age of mass public spectacle, it would be long before kings like Louis X and Richard I were live broadcasting the siege of Jerusalem as it happened in our own timeline. These events took years to unfold, but with the speed of modern communication, the entire conflict could play out in real time. And just like today, when major world events happen, people would use hashtags to share their thoughts and join the conversation. Hashtag Holy War, hashtag Jerusalem, hashtag DEUSVULT would all be trending topics. But with the inability to verify sources in the early days of the internet, fake news would also be rampant. Imagine if one of the first viral posts about the Crusades came from a Saladin's propaganda team. They could easily spread rumors that European Christians were committing atrocities against Muslims and Jews to turn public opinion against the Crusaders. Or perhaps a meme would start circulating showing a Crusader knight kneeling before a golden calf, satirizing the supposed idolatry of the Latin Church. And just like today, some accounts would try to profit from the chaos by selling fake relics from the Crusades, claiming they were personally blessed by Jesus Christ himself. On the flip side, this would also be a time when secret alliances and plans would be made via private group chats. Maybe a secret society of Muslim and Christian scholars would connect to exchange secret texts and ideas. Or perhaps rival European monarchs who didn't want to get involved in a holy war would connect to make a deal behind closed doors. Either way, if the leaders of the medieval world were using end-to-end encrypted messaging apps, there's no telling what kind of chaos it would cause. But perhaps the most significant impact would be felt by the common foot soldier. In our own timeline, most European Christians had no idea where they were going or why they were fighting when they joined the Crusades. But with modern crowdfunding platforms, anyone who wanted to join the Holy War could see exactly where their money was going for the price of a monthly subscription. Any wannabe knight could see how much gold and silver had been donated to a particular lord or military order. And if someone wasn't doing their job, well, they could always post a negative review. Of course, the Crusaders wouldn't be the only ones raising funds online. Muslim leaders could do the same to raise money for their jihads. In fact, any group could use crowdsourced funding to build their own private armies, completely independent of the official church or state. And suddenly the Pope is no longer the top religious influencer in the Holy Land. He'd have to compete with hundreds of self-proclaimed prophets and preachers who gained fame for performing miracles and spreading the word of God through TikTok videos. The bottom line is that social media would have changed everything about the Crusades, from how quickly conflicts would start to how they're fought, to who ends up being famous. And I know what you're thinking. What if Genghis Khan had Twitter? Well, unfortunately, you really gotta not have to wait another 600 years to find out, because that is not a story. That has gotta not play out until season 2. Thanks for watching.